And by the way, I should mention this. Seth Godin, and it's even written in here. I don't know if you can zoom in on this, Eric, but it said, "This is the best career book ever written." I'm curious now, how did that come about?
Well, Seth reads the books he endorses, and it came about. He read the book and wrote this really long endorsement and sent it to us. And my wife and I danced around the house. It was just the craziest thing ever. And he said, "I don't even know what comes close to second." So for us, it was just an amazing moment of you sit in your house, you test all your ideas with real companies, real people, but there's always that part of you of, is this going to be helpful? And so it meant the world to us that somebody who spent 30 years having such a big voice said, "Oh, this thing you're doing, yeah, this is going to help people." And the reality is, I wrote a book called Quitter a few years ago that was about a very specific type of employee. But sometimes businesses think I'm anti-business, like, go quit your job, that's the solution. And that was one idea that was years ago. And so I really wanted to do a career book that celebrated work, that celebrated companies and celebrated employees, and said, hey, let's figure this thing out. Like, work can be meaningful. My big thing with this book is that you're going to work for 40 to 60 years of your life. For 40 to 60 hours every week, it should matter. It should have meaning. And great companies know that employees that are engaged do better work. They get more value out of them. The thing that kills me the most is that when I'll talk with companies and they'll go, "We don't want our employees to get better because then they might leave," which is you guaranteeing you'll have mediocre employees. That's like dating somebody so ugly so they won't cheat on you. Yeah. Like, that's a terrible life plan. Like, I want to find somebody nobody else wants so that they won't leave. Like, that's terrible. You want your employees to be amazing there, because the reality is they're not going to stay there 40 years. The idea of them retiring 40 years later and getting a gold watch, that doesn't exist any longer. So have amazing employees, build amazing employees so that they're amazing while they're there.